Hi, this is a quick evening session about file identification. I've prepared a set of files. I call them the so-called magic byte set. Another story for another time. If I open these files in like a basic file folder view, all I get is the file names that I've on purpose made without the file extension. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 files that I've intentionally created so that there is nothing in the file name. You see, applications, depending on what they are, will just say, I don't know what kind of file that is. What you can see always is at least the size and usually something like a file timestamp. I've intentionally created these files that you will know as little as possible about them from this file system point of view. I've created them automatically so they all have the same timestamp. When looking at these files in a typical Linux file browser, it spoils all the fun of the exercise because it just goes inside, doesn't use the file extension, it uses something inside the file to identify this. That's quite common on Unix-like systems. One thing I want to show you in this very quick intro is I open a terminal here. I go to the folder, file ID, magic byte set, and more space. Here we see the files, 1, 2, 3, 12. And now here's a command that exists since the late 70s. It's called file. File is a command that is used to identify a file type by going inside, looking for a sequence of bytes in the beginning of a file and trying to look that up in a table that it has about like a lot of different file formats. So if I say file 01, it says, oh, this is a PC bitmap. Okay, I can also do file, can also tell me the MIME type. So I can say -i 01. It says, yep, X Microsoft bitmap. That's a bitmap file. If I now go to my application here and I could put bitmap here. So here it doesn't change a lot, but if you do this, for example, on a Windows machine, it changes between the file does not open at all to now it works. We could do this manually, file by file, or just go file everything. And it will simply give me a listing of each of the files in that folder and tell me what it is. This is a bitmap. This is a JPEG image, GIF, PNG, TIFF, Photoshop, and so on and so forth. Here, the shell script I wrote to generate these files, it even tells me this is born again shell, mean bash. This is a very nice, valuable tool for quickly identifying different file formats. And by the way, it is installed by default on, as far as I know, any basic Linux distro. And if I'm not mistaken, it may also be available on Mac OS. Wikipedia file tool Unix. File command, and it says the file command exists since 1973, and since 1986 it exists as an open source implementation. I really like old, stable and useful tools. So much for this evening session. Good night.